the preservation of the American Union and the existence of our civil, political, and religious liberties, and acknowledging our dependence upon Almighty God for the continuance of those blessings to us and our prosperity. Do, for the more certain security thereof, and for the better government of this state, give our reverence and loyalty this day to the Constitution we have vowed to uphold and the meetings we support and maintain. May Almighty God grant us patience for the obstacles that slow us down. Give us a heart of appreciation for the brave men and women who serve before us, and grant us tolerance towards one another, that we may grow together in unity, peace, and wisdom. Amen.
Amen. You'll rise with us.
Our pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Again, I welcome everyone here tonight. I'd like to recognize Keith Tobin in the audience. He's representing the Thomasville Chamber here with us tonight. And also, I want to recognize Caleb Sink. Caleb is a student at Davidson County Community College. I believe Caleb's here. Okay. And he is with Davidson County Team Leadership on the Davidson County Team Leadership Council. And Galen, we're glad to have you in attendance tonight also. If you haven't registered for public address and want to speak, still got time to come up here and sign up. We're going to adopt the agenda at this time, and then we will have the public address. On the agenda, I'd like to add the appointment of Todd Yates to fill a vacancy as agenda item 6A. And then the authorization of additional positions for 9111, and we'll have that as item agenda 9J. Are there any other changes to the agenda? If not, can I have a motion that we approve the amended agenda?
I make a motion we approve the amended agenda.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
If you'll vote.
All of the votes are in. And that motion carries 6-0.
Okay. Item 6A is the appointment of Todd Yates.
Mr. Hill, we're not ready for a public address yet. Okay.
He was just practicing.
Okay.
Next item is the appointment of Todd Yates to fill the vacancy, and Zeb, you'll lead this off, I think.
Yes, sir. As you know, Commissioner Jarvis has flown the coop and off to better things with the state, and we have a vacancy. And by statute, it requires that the Republican Executive Committee appoint a replacement, because that is the party from which Mr. Jarvis was from. According to the statute, the Board of Commissioners shall appoint the recommendation of whoever they recommend, and that recommendation is Mr. Todd Yates.
Okay, so we have the recommendation of Todd Yates to fill the vacancy on the board. Can I have a motion and a second to appoint Todd Yates?
I make a motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to appoint, so if you'll cast your vote.
Commissioner Elliott, could I have your vote? I got your motion.
Okay.
Thank you. All of the votes are in. And that motion carries 6-0.
Okay, so congratulations, Todd. So if, Debbie, you want to go ahead with the swearing in?
Seems like we just recessed him before.
I was worried about a
Four vote.
I, Jeffrey Todd Yates, do solemnly swear that I will support and maintain
Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution and laws
of North Carolina,
of North Carolina,
not inconsistent therewith,
not inconsistent therewith,
and that I will faithfully discharge
I will faithfully discharge
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
as Commissioner for Davidson County,
as Commissioner for Davidson County.
so help me God.
So help me God.
I, Jeffrey Todd Yates,
I, Jeffrey Todd Yates,
further solemnly and sincerely swear
solemnly and sincerely swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States.
that I will be faithful
I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of North Carolina
to North Carolina
and to the constitutional powers
and to the constitutional powers
and authorities
and authorities
which are or may be established
or may be established
for the government thereof,
for the government thereof.
and that I will endeavor
I will endeavor
to support and maintain
to support and maintain
and defend
and defend
the Constitution of this state,
the Constitution of this state,
not inconsistent with
not inconsistent with
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United
to
States,
the best of my knowledge and ability,
to the best of my knowledge and ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
I, Jeffrey Todd Yates,
I, Jeffrey Todd Yates,
do swear
do swear
that I will well and truly
that I will well and truly
execute the duties
execute the duties
of the office of Commissioner
of the office of Commissioner
for Davidson County,
for Davidson County,
according to the best of my skill and ability,
according to the best of my skill and ability,
according to law,
according to law.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Commissioner, would you like to take a photo with the folks that are here in the audience with you?
Well, that'd be okay. Yeah.
Well, there goes my 15 minutes.
Sorry, I'll be right back.
You want to stand in front of the board, or you want to stand over here?
Just in front of the board would be good.
Right quick.
They down front row, and his name Terry. Second one now.
That's Randy.
Randy.
Someone stand up. I think I'll be.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all gotta hang around for speaking
And Mr. Hill is the only person signed up for public address.
Yeah, we're gonna pull that on around.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks, Deb.
Really disappointed Barney didn't get up there in my picture.
Public address, Barney W. Hill.
The Saturday before one of these Tuesday meetings, the dispatch usually provides a synopsis of what to expect. The one for tonight was on page A3. There was no byline. The headline said, "Board to vote on key budget amendments." The budget amendments considered key were the ones about the sheriff's motorcycle grant and the Hughes Park planning document. The anonymous writer implied that those items didn't belong on the consent agenda. I agree. Even if you discussed these items last Thursday morning, do an encore for this primetime audience. I doubt that Mr. Marshburn can defend his latest exercise in paper proliferation any more persuasively than he defended his latest fee increases. As to the motorcycle grant, I thought deputies had better things to do than to generate data for NCDOT and the Federal Highway Administration. And I am just naturally suspicious of any proposal. It takes 53 pages to explain.
Okay, that ends our public address, and we'll go right into item 8, the public hearing. This is a rezoning request by Damon Coltrane in Conard Hill Township. So I'll refer to Guy here to get this started.
Nice spot here. Take it away.
Don't get comfortable, this is gonna be a short one.
Okay, is Mr. Coltrane here? Okay, I wanted to be sure. You have a request by Damon B. Coltrane to rezone property in Conard Hill Township, tax map 27, being a portion of Lot 2 containing 12.76 acres, more or less. Property is located at the dead end of Haven Hill Lane, approximately 0.31 of a mile west of the South NC Highway 109 intersection. Rezoning is requested change from that of LI Limited Industrial District to that of RA3 Rural Agricultural District. The Planning and Zoning Board did meet on this matter on December the 18th. Their recommendation was 5-0 to recommend that the application be granted. Mr. Coltrane is here tonight. The area that you see under consideration that's what's crosshatched in yellow on your zoning map. This property has been zoned like this since the adoption of zoning for the area since the 70s. So I think, and he'll tell you, I think his father had an archery range type business there, and I think he did do some other commercial activities on the property years ago, but it's no longer being operated, and so he's just asking that it be restored to the rural agricultural character that's out there. Haven Hill Road is a private drive. It's not state maintained. It just simply comes off of 109 and winds back through some residential properties, and then you've got the large area back there that's zoned LI.
Okay. Mr. Coltrane, you want to come up and just tell us a little bit what you want to do?
Well, I'd like to start off by saying that it's really good to see all the names I voted for up here. I really love to start off with prayer. I started off coming here nervous about all this, but I feel really good about this, and I hate to see Sam not up here. I've known Sam for a long time, but I'm glad to see you guys' place. And the property, I live there, but I'm not using it for any type of business, so I can't see paying taxes on something that I'm not using for as a business. I'm wanting to lower the tax rate by lowering it back to residential. Everyone around, I've had neighbors call and say, hey, what are you doing? And I've seen that you're getting rezoned or whatever, and no one around me has any problems with it. They're all for it, and it's something pretty simple that I'd like to do. But like I said, I have no business as far as anything industrial or anything. It's just all flood zones. The land is rough as can be, got a power line going through it. The road is a rough access. And, there's just not really any way I could have a business there without putting way more into it than what I care to invest.
So you're just wanting to put it back the way it was,
That's
rural
it.
agriculture, I understand.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Does anyone else would like to speak in favor of this?
This is the Sylvia B.
Barney
No-
W. Hill, okay?
That's me.
Okay.
This is the Sylvia B. Noah request from last month all over again. A change from LI to RA3, contiguous on all four sides to existing RA3, and plenty of it. The use that once justified the LI, now defunct and long defunct. I don't understand how anybody could approve the Noah request and deny this one. I know I couldn't.
Does anyone want to speak in opposition to this request? Okay, this is easy. Anyone else want to speak? I declare the public hearing closed to the audience then and bring it back to the board. A guy?
Just real quickly, we feel that the request is consistent with the comprehensive plan for the overall area. It is contiguous to RA3, and policy 10.3 of the land development plan offers support for the application. So at this time, we're recommending approval.
Okay. Is there any questions from the board at all? Can I have a motion to approve this rezoning request?
Make a motion that we approve the request and to adopt the resolution on statement of consistency.
Have a second? Second. You cast your vote?
All the votes are in. And that motion carries 7-0.
Okay. Next item is the consent agenda. We have several items on the consent agenda. Does anyone need to pull anything off or need to discuss anything? If not, can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to pull 9F.
9F. Okay. Is anything else needed to pull? Not, can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda with the exception of 9F?
Motion to approve the amended agenda, Mr. Chairman.
Have a second?
Second.
Cast your vote.
All of the votes are in. And that motion carries 7-0.
All right, 9F, that's the approval of a bus contract for the 2019 agricultural.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to, put this, off until another meeting to give our attorney an opportunity to look at the, indemnification part of this contract. I'm not real clear on it, he's not real clear on it, and, so I'd like to pull that and let him look at it. In addition to that, I don't know of any time that we have had a, certificate of insurance come to here providing coverage that we're not listed on there as an additional insured. It's just common practice that we do that. The reason is then their insurance stands in our place.
Mr. Chairman, I'm glad to do that. Mr. McClure asked me to interpret the document that appears as an attachment to this entitled Certificate of Liability Insurance. And it's not clear from the language on page 2 of that deals with indemnification as to who specifically the parties are. I think there needs to be some clarification on that, and with the board's permission, I'll obtain that clarification and come back to the board at the next meeting if the board would agree to continue this matter until your meeting on the 22nd. I'm assuming that this is not time sensitive.
That's what I was getting ready to ask.
In August is when the trip's supposed to take place. Troy?
The bus company was wanting us to get a contract signed, but we'll be contacting the bus company and tell them we need to hold off.
I think within the next 2 weeks, we can get that resolved.
We can have it back on the January 22nd agenda.
Can we also, get us listed as an additional insured on?
Yes, sir. I hear the two concerns that you had shared. One is clarification and one is an addition.
All right, so we need to put this off to when?
I believe at the next meeting, which is set for January 22nd, we should be able to have this resolved.
I need to make a motion.
I think that would help if just...
Make a motion that we, put this on our next, meeting on the 22nd.
I'll second that.
Okay, everybody cast their vote. We got a motion second to approve, put this off to next meeting.
You didn't get my vote?
All of the votes are in, and we're having an issue. I'm gonna get it loaded back up. That motion carries 7-0.
Okay. Next item is the deliberations. This is the award of the badge and service weapon to retiring Sheriff Captain Roger Brammer. Dwayne? Is Dwayne here?
Here you go. He's moving slow.
It says here that it says you're gonna tell me about it.
I'd like to have, Mr. Bramer, come up.
Did you want to have the sheriff come up too, sir?
Yes. Can the high sheriff also come up? I'm sorry.
I object to his retirement.
That's all I've got.
Oh.
That's all you got.
Well, I think Zeb was supposed to have done this.
But Dwayne, I thought he had something, so I'll, as you know, Captain Bramer is retiring after what, I think 26 years of service with us. Yes, sir.
And
so, and one of his last assignments was working in the jail, and my hat's off to anybody that does that duty, because that's a hard job. And like I say, he served this county well, and we're very proud, and he's what I aspire to be one day. So, I want to thank him for his service to our county. I'll turn it back to the board so that y'all can.
Well, Captain, I want to say too, thank you for your service to Davidson County. And, although I wish you well in your retirement, I kind of hate to see you go also. And, our new sheriff is losing a good man right at the start. Sheriff, you want to say something too?
I've known Roger for many years, and he's done just extraordinary service. And hopefully, maybe he'll come back, enjoy that retirement, come back maybe a little part-time with us or something. I might twist his arm, but he might twist mine back. He's pretty good.
I'll ride with you, Sheriff, go get him. We can go out there and pick him up.
You know where I live.
I've known Mr. Chairman, I've known Mr. Brammer before he ever went in that jail. And you're right, Mr. Hanner. When you work at jail, that's the toughest job in the sheriff's department. I don't care what anybody says. It's the toughest job in the sheriff's department. But when I've never seen Officer Brammer without a smile on his face, and just a great personality. I mean, just a person that, you can't help but like. And I want you to know that I appreciate all the years that I've known you. It's been a pleasure, and I hope there's going to be a lot more. Like I said, me and the sheriff, we're going to ride out there and pick you up. You're going to be around. You're not going to go home and just sit.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You spoke first.
Could I can I speak? We go way back. I know you also as Hollywood. I mean, I appreciate the service that you've gave to the county, not only the county, but to our country. You know, serving overseas and everything during your tour here. And you're a good friend, and I appreciate your service, sir.
Mr. Chairman, can I have a moment?
Yes, sir.
Me and Hollywood, as I know you, go back a long time. We served in the Guard together, and you were one fine sergeant then, and you're a fine captain now. You were one of those that I said, if anything goes bad, I'm going to be in that foxhole with you because I knew you'd have my back. You were a fine gentleman, have always been, and I really appreciate your service. I actually we used to put these on the consent agenda, and I said, hey, I'd like if you're going to retire, for you, if you wanted to come up here and speak to us, just for us to honestly say thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I think the rest of the board feels the same way, for serving your county and your country. Thank you, sir.
All right, I got a motion from Mr. Shell here to
Second.
approve the award of the badge and service weapon to Mr. Brammer. So, do I have a second?
Second.
All right, if you cast your vote, we're gonna make sure we're gonna give it to you.
Thank you, sir, for your service. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All of those votes are in, and that motion carries 7-0.
Okay, so.
I ain't
good
been in
luck
a
to you.
foxhole with you, and we don't go way back, but I thank you for your service. We've seen each other around for a while.
Once or twice.
So, good luck. Okay, our next item is a closed session, so this meeting's not over.
Motion to go in closed session?
Got a motion to go in closed section.
Second.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Verbally?
Verbal vote.
So we're going into closed session.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been such a long meeting, you don't reckon we need a
Second. Back in open session, Mr. Mr.
Whoever.
Thank you, Mr.
Attorney.
Chairman. In closed session, the board considered matters pursuant to attorney-client privilege. That matter was entitled James Perry Helms versus Todd Johnson Construction versus Davidson County, and that matter pending in file number 16 CBS 2211 before the General Court of Justice Superior Court Division in Davidson County. The board gave counsel direction for further action in that matter. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything else to be brought? Got a motion to adjourn, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good
all
meeting,
opposed
sir.
can stay.
Go Heels.
Carolina game be on at 9 o'clock.
You're right.
What I like was the Clemson game.